Now we have got a few of the questions in question and answer box for the discussion. So I would kindly request our chairpersons to please ask the questions to our speakers.
First question for Dr. Shubhankar sir. From Dr. Ronak Srivastava. Does family history still matter for development of diabetes in youth working at the current Indian scenario? Shubhankar sir?
I think he's not there.
Okay. Any other? Okay. Question for Dr. Wangnu sir. Is the urbanization and westernization is a major hurdle in achieving the HbA1c targets today?
You are right that what we see, even the urbanization, because of the different lifestyle cultures and the fast food culture and rapid proliferation of the fast food joint around, less space for the physical activity, lot of mental stress work on the school. These are all some pointers towards attaining a good glycemic control. What I have seen that we don't have any space to exercise. We eat at odd times. We eat high caloric dense foods. And because what I say to all my even patients, all my colleagues, charity begins at home. Even when we preach, we don't practice. Even in our family, my daughter is hooked to the fast food culture despite having so many ill effects because she don't get time. She's busy she's working from home, odd hours, whatever she just grabs and she takes it. That is number one. When the charity doesn't begin home, what you're going to preach, it is going to be really matter. But you are right. Urbanization has led to the basically difficulty in maintaining a good glucose control. I think before I close the one discussion with Uni, thank you very much for your talk, Uni. What I find this continuous glucose monitoring, particularly the Libre Pro, some problem because the moment the patient scan or the sensor for the sugar reading, and his sugar is showing somewhere around 70, 72. And 20 minutes prior, he was feeling very jittery, hypoglycemia, and he was confused what to do. At that time, if he would have checked his blood sugar from glucometer, it would have been around 64, 65, because there is a time lag around 20, 25 minutes between the capillary blood and the interstitial blood, what we measure through the. So that is why I keep the range when I get not 70 to 180. I keep the range between 80 to 180. This is my personal experience because that has helped my patient, because otherwise patient is feeling symptom, the glucometer is showing late about the glucose value. What do you think?
I agree with you. I agree with you that it is important to keep it individualized, and that there is a 15-minute delay in the reading and the actual glucose levels, and therefore I agree with you that it's good to keep it at 80 to 180 so that it detects more hypoglycemia. But there is one little problem with that, is because this Libre Pro tends to over detect hypoglycemia, and in my view, once it goes down, the sensor takes some time to recover.
Yes.
So sometimes patient says, मेरा तो sugar 65 है, लेकिन glucometer पे it is 100, 100 and 102. So it has a tendency to over detect hypoglycemia. Nothing wrong in that, because the sensor is meant to avoid hypoglycemia. The purpose of the sensor is so that people avoid hypoglycemia. Nothing wrong in that, but we have to be aware. So more and more I started looking at the AGP and patterns and looking at that data rather than individual readings. And I take your point very well that 80 to 180 seems to be a more pragmatic approach.
Thank you.
So the next question is from Dr. Akhilesh Tiwari from Unnikrishnan sir. Sir, what should be the frequency of ambulatory glucose profile for different categories of patients, and how frequently he should monitor a sugar pattern during these 14 days of AGP, sir?
So, firstly, In type 2 diabetes, there is really no recommendation. What one study from UK has done is that they have repeated the AGP every 3 months, and they found that that is a reasonable way. So doing it every 3 months is okay. Now, I'm not saying every patient requires AGP. No, only type 2 diabetes patients who require AGP are people on insulin or sulfonylureas, where you are finding it difficult to control sugars. Sometimes I also do it for very motivated patients as an educational tool for their own awareness. But type 1 diabetes, if they can afford, they should be long term on AGP. Now, again, it is very difficult in India because India is a country where, people may not be able to afford expensive therapies. And a disease, the sheer magnificence of a burden of a disease like diabetes coexists with ground realities like affordability of the patient. So, from that point of view, I think pragmatically, some of my patients are on continuous AGP, type 1 diabetes, but some of them who can't afford, at least once in 3 months, they do an AGP. Now, in an AGP, there is no need to do the glucose level because you don't have to calibrate it. But even otherwise, whenever they get hypoglycemia, I encourage them to do the AGP because, like Dr. Wangnu mentioned, sometimes the glucose readings may be a little delayed from the hypoglycemia. So do a reading, confirm, and then go ahead. But again, this is a very pragmatic and practical approach. I think that if you look at other CGMs, like for example, Medtronic's Guardian Connect or Dexcom, accuracy-wise, they are a little better. But cost-wise, convenience-wise, affordability-wise, the AGP scores. So I continue to depend on AGP.
I think the
Dr.
Dexcom
Yavanu, sir, your
G6,
comments.
my opinion, Dexcom G6 is the best one
Yes.
as per the sensitivity and specificity are concerned. And can you tell to the audience about the utility of TR during pregnancy and its impact on the outcome, on the fetal and maternal outcome? Do you have any studies?
So I'm not aware of any studies looking at outcome. I have not been using AGP in diabetes in pregnancy, but recently, if you look at the new Libre, AGP Libre with the real time, that I believe has an approval for diabetes in pregnancy. The older one did not have. So I have one lady who was on Levemir and Novorapid, and Levemir, Detimir and Aspart, and now she's become pregnant. She's using this. The time in range is 80%, but in pre-gestational diabetes, it is very difficult to reach 80%. So pragmatically, I've looked at it and tried to keep it 70% because I find it's quite difficult to reach time in range of 80-85% in pre-gestational diabetes or in type 1 diabetes, pre-gestational type 2 diabetes. But in ordinary gestational diabetes, a classic, it should be possible. But I don't have any experience. Sir, if you have any experience,
yeah, that was the main content, whether when we are trying, but there are not many data about the utility of these in during pregnancy and its outcome. There have been few studies where they've shown that time in range, roughly around more than 70%, I'm not talking about 80%, will have some impact on the fetal and maternal complications, what they have shown. There are only one or two studies, which I could come across. So that is, I'm also not using this time in this continuous glucose monitoring during pregnancy. So let's say if many more data is going to now with the new real-time Libre Pro. Again, I have started using during pregnancy, and particularly in the GDM, not in the pre-existing GDM.
So this particular patient, her sugars were very well controlled before pregnancy, but the moment she became pregnant, the sugars rose, and she was on basal bolus insulin. So I switched her to the new Libre system, and with that, luckily she's doing quite well. And of course, maybe in the next meeting, I may be able to give an update, but I don't have experience of any other use in pregnancy and diabetes in Libre Pro.
With the permission of Chairperson, has Dr. Sarita left?
Yes, sir. She is not connected with us right now, sir.
All right.
And Dr. Shubhankar Chaudhary is also not with us right now, sir.
Shubhankar has joined.
Shubhankar is here.
Okay,
I'm there.
okay, sir.
I'm there.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sir, so the question for you was, does family history still matter for the development of diabetes in youth, looking at the current Indian scenario, sir?
Yeah, of course it does. That's the short answer. Family history is still important. And of course, environment is more important. I mean, important in the sense that that's what we can modulate. We cannot change the family history. Right.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to see
Thank
all
you.
of you.
Hi,
Thank you.
Shubhankar. Hi, Unni.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi. Good.
Nice
good,
to see
good
you,
to
sir.
you.
Dr. Vangu,
Yeah.
sir. Dr. Shubhankar,
Bye.
sir.
Hi.
Nice
Hi.
to see you, Dr. Prajnesh, and the
Dr.
rest of the team, Dr. Divyank. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.